So this is going to be No-Fly PC, Malicos, and Merrin cutscene Airwalks. They are very difficult. The Merrin one is easy, but the problem is that you need to PvC through the crawl space multiple times in order to spawn Malicos. The Malicos cutscene skip is hard. The Merrin one, you can just short dodge into the crawl space while within the airwalk state, and it'll trigger the cutscene, and then you can just quit out as normal and skip this. Now, as I said, you cannot walk through this crawl space, and the trigger for Malicos is inside the crawl space. So what we're going to need to do is PvC into the crawl space and spawn Malicos while in an airwalk state, trigger his cutscene, airwalk out of it. Again, we won't be able to, even though we don't have to airwalk to get to Malicos the second time, we still need to go through the crawl space to spawn him, but we can't walk through it for some reason. If you're able to PvC inside the crawl space, the issue now becomes these routes are very difficult to PvC through because you cannot see at all. If you are able to manage to PvC past this first route, you will spawn Malicos in between the two routes. That's where the trigger is. And if you get to that spot, you can F11 and launch yourself out of this crawl space. There are multiple ways of doing this. In this video, I did a very different way, as you will see. This crawl space also has the tendency to push you backwards out of it. Now you can also PvC here on the left side, but you'll end up below ground, and you will not be able to actually trigger Malicos from this spot, but you can get back in bounds onto the other side of the crawl space, which is even worse to PvC into because it pushes you out as well. The best place to PvC out of is from the bottom here. As you can see, Malicos is down here. So now we need to PvC back into the crawl space from this side, and it is absolutely terrible. Once you get inside, it has a very likely chance of pushing you back out. But we hit the trigger here to spawn Malicos, and unfortunately, in our attempt to dash strike out, we PvC'd through the ground. But, well, fast forward, we did spawn Malicos, and we totally screwed everything up, so we have to do it again. So after entering another airwalk, now that Malicos has been spawned, we can do the easier way of PvCing, hopefully not voiding out. Once we get to this spot, we want to make sure we are very careful. All these platforms load, and then I do a dash strike into the cutscene and wait for the meditation prompt to appear so we can airwalk out of this.
There's power there.
Now we have to do it again. This time, no airwalk though. And now we fight Malicos. And that is the end of the 5 minutes of attempting to skip 2 cutscenes.